People never understand how prisoners affect the outside life in our society until it does. In this speech, I will discuss and inform my fellow peers about how society is affected due to the rights of the prisons. My name is Faith Johnson, and this is The Life Behind Bars. In the mid-1900s, minorities, in other words, blacks, faced high levels of discrimination dealing with their voting rights in the South. Activists like Martin Luther King fought through the storm of defeating the corrupted legislative boards. Without having full citizenship, lack the education and money, black African Americans was looked down on. Over 100 years ago, America went through a stage of exclusion, minorities. Currently, America is still going through this stage with incarcerated prisoners. People see the topic of allowing prisoners, quote-unquote criminals, to have the say in our country's fate and automatically run the other direction. But yet, no one understands that this is something that we must consider. Casper Wallace feels strongly about this topic, as you will see throughout this speech. He stands up for the rights of our prisoners. Allowing prisoners to vote helps our society take a turn. If you cannot include one, why include both? We expect the population of the United States to stand up and vote to make a difference, but half of the population is incarcerated. Francis Crook, people have to see themselves engaged with the society they are a part of. Being a part of the decision-making process is a part of being a responsible citizen. As a nation, we look forward to having people's opinion and voice as we stand as a nation. Despite the stance in which most citizens are in, we expect the utmost participation when it comes to the election. We cannot expect change when we are excluding our prisoners from making a decision for our nation. Many will argue, how can a criminal define or help change society when in most cases they are a part of it? Well, prison is used as a rehabilitation center, which is used to reinvent those whose life has turned down the wrong path. Prisoners not only being excluded from their life, but excluded from society. Casper Wallace. A prisoner's rehabilitation as a safe, responsible, productive member of society must include the most basic rights of the democratic process, the right to choose who governs us. To remove the right dehumanizes prisoners. Prisoners struggle with living life behind bars with little to no access to the real world. There are prisoners doing life for petty offenses and were stripped of their rights. Voting is a right that was granted to all people, no matter the race, ethnicity, and gender. If the system do not believe that someone can change their ways, how can they ever believe that there will ever be change in our society? It starts with the community, stretches out to our prisoners, and they vote matters. In this slide, you will see the states in the year 2010 that had restrictions on voting towards felons. These two states is Maine and Vermont, which had no restrictions at all, which allowed the felons to vote within and without being incarcerated. These 13 states was inmates only, and they excluded inmates inside the prison systems that carried felonies to not vote. And this was Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana, Massachusetts, Michigan, Montana, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Utah. This section right here was inmates and parolees, and this was Colorado, California, Connecticut, New York, and South Dakota. And this was inmates, parolees, probationers, and this was 19 states, Alaska, and Arkansas, Georgia, Idaho, Hawaii, whatever, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, whatever, and the rest of them. Inmates and parolees, probationers, and ex-felons, Alabama, Arizona, Delaware, Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi, Nebraska, Nevada, Tennessee, Virginia, and Wyoming. Although prisoners have been convicted of a crime and are incarcerated, they are in a way still affected by the things that is constantly breaking down our society and institutionalized. Francis Crick. Voting is more important if you've lost your freedom, because we want to reintegrate people. We want them to see themselves as citizens, even if they are in prison. Voting does not determine your freedom, but it does determine your fate. It is always welcoming to make sure that even behind bars, those citizens still feel like they are a part of the United States. Prisoners lost all of their rights to feel like normal citizens. The only thing that they have left attached to society is the right to vote.